Hello all, very good morning. Today we'll be learning about data transform. Data transforms will be the first thing that we'll be learning as part of advanced topic. Okay. So if you remember what is the most important, why we need data transform, let's consider this requirement for you to move data from one place to other place. Okay. If you want to move data from one place to other place, in simple terms, let's consider you're having data in one page. Okay. It can be one source page. But if you want to move the data from that source page to next source page, how you will be achieving it? We can achieve it using data transform or activity. But why we prefer data transform and why we not prefer activity? It's because the performance will be degraded if we use activity. There are some reasons where I will tell you when we touch upon activity. But today we'll be learning about data transforms. If you remember, we have covered the topic on data propagation. Let me share my screen. This is very important topic. And if you're having, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So you're mentioning yeah, activity will degrade the performance, right? So whenever we have this concept of saving the data using our RDB methods or OBJ save like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So if what is the replacement for activity then? Can we
No,
do
no.
that in
So,
the itself?
no. So I will tell you. That's a good question. But you need to use that transform whenever. So what are the things that you can do using that transform can be achievable in activity. So you need to find out the places where you can use that transform and not activity. Save data page, OBJ browse, RDB methods. Definitely we need an activity. But let's consider for manipulating the data, don't use activity. You got my point? If there's requirement for
Yeah.
you to just move the data from one place to other place, that can be achievable using data transform and activity. But if that is achievable in using that transform, don't go to activity. That's the main purpose of using that transform. Okay.
In that case, Teja, do you expect or foresee in Pega there will be in future in future releases, they will completely degrade activity, and just for this
No,
few purposes, they will give some
no,
other rule.
no. So in activity also, using activity at some places you can't avoid it. Especially you're using with respect to OBJ methods and RDB methods when you're using connect trace or load data page. Those are things which we definitely require an activity. But in that, we need to make one configuration, which I'll definitely discuss. Activity
Okay.
will not be degraded. That's the most important thing. That's the important rule, which helps to connect with the external system. Okay. So activity
Okay.
is very important for us to be used, and I will tell you how to configure an activity. Many people will tell that activity will degrade the performance. That's true to some extent, but that doesn't mean that it will definitely degrade the performance. We need to follow some steps from our end so that even though if you write an activity, it will work as expected. We'll use
Okay.
performance analyzer and performance profiler. I will show you where I will help you to understand how you need to write an activity so that it will have a good impact on the performance. It is so important the performance. Okay.
Okay.
The main idea for using data transform is that data transform helps to manipulate the data. Nothing but let's consider you have data at one place, and if you want to move the data from that place to another place, simple terms we will be using data transform. Okay. And if you remember, we have configured data propagation. Let me open that case type. Propagation. Yes. So data propagation, what we have done, we have copied data from parent to child using data transform. So this is map data to child which we have written on that day. If you remember what we have done, there is a data that is present on the parent, right? From that parent. So as mentioned, there is a data at the source. You have a data at the source. You want to move that data from source to some target place. Yes, achievable, right? So in simple terms, you have data at some place. You want to move that data from that place to some other place. We'll use data transform. That is the main idea of using data transform. We'll learn different things. So if you consider this is the data transform which we have created. So first, what are the important things that you need to keep in your mind before you work upon that transform? This is the definition tab. What does the definition tab mean? For each and every action that you're going to perform, you will be having that code inside the definition tab. If you see, we have this action. So these are the only actions that you can do using that transform. We can divide our topic into four different classes. I have divided the topic into four different classes. Today we'll be learning about set, remove, update page, apply data transform, comment. Okay, sort. If we have time, I will help you to understand the sort. If not, we can cover it tomorrow. Then the second class will be on when, otherwise, when, otherwise. We have third class append to and append and map to for each page and exit for each page and exit data transform. The last topic I will cover up is the superclass data transform. Yes, data transform you feel complicated, but I'm telling you, if you can attend the next 4 classes without fail, definitely you will learn data transform from basics to advanced. So let's consider. So this is a definition tab which we are working on. The definition tab you can find the source and target, right? Source, what does this do? We have a data, as mentioned, we have data at some other place. Let's consider you have two things. A is the source and B is the target. You have all the data at A, right? If you want to get the data from A to B, just we'll say that values that are there in A will be mapping it to B. The simple terms, okay? Similarly, in data transform, first find out what for which property you want to map the data. Okay. Yes, for this data, I want to map it. Okay. First, get the target. So, at what place you want to map the data? I have the target. Now, think upon source. From where I need to get the data? These are two things which you need to keep in mind. For which property or for which field you want to move the data? From where you want to move the data? These are two things which you need to keep in mind. Okay, let's understand the definition tab. Before we understand about the definition tab, we have these parameters. Parameters is an important concept not only in data page, but each and every transaction that you do in the Pega. It can be data pages, it can be integrations, it can be activities, okay, it can be any rule. So even for when rule, even for decision tables, decision trees, flows, flow actions, it can be any place. We will be definitely using parameters. I will touch upon parameters from tomorrow. So I will just give an overview of what is parameters, and I will show you a simple use case with respect to parameters. From today, whenever we build any code, we'll touch upon parameters to wider extent. So we'll be calling multiple data transforms, we'll be calling multiple activities. I will show you how you will be moving parameters from one place to other place, because parameters are something which everyone needs to understand. We will be getting questions regarding parameters too. Some pairs and classes. Why we require a pairs and classes? Why require a parameter step? Can't be done direct? Can't we do everything in definition tab? We'll think on. So I will show you why we require a pairs and classes, why we require parameter tabs. Test cases, don't worry, test cases are not that much important for now. We can ignore the test case part. And history, what does history mean? History is same for each and every rule. What are the modifications that you do now will be captured in the history tab. You can go and check what are the previous versions. You can check the previous version. Okay. I'll be not explaining much about this history specification cases that are not required, but the important things, definition, parameters, pairs and classes. Clear? So let's understand the actions tab. The best thing that I will usually prefer explaining about data transform for everyone is that I will just call the py default data transform. Where I can find the py default data transform of user loan app. If I want to open the py default data transform for my user loan application, how I need to navigate? Tell me, someone asks you to open py default, how are you going to open py default for your case type especially?
Expand the case type. Go to apps.
Okay. Go to
Sorry,
app.
records.
I've already expanded it. Okay, let me do one thing. Yeah, next.
Okay, expand the data model.
Data model. Okay.
This
A
should be
particular
data
case type, right?
transform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we can right click on data transform, create py default.
No, I don't
Otherwise,
want
we
to
can
create
go
it.
to settings tab from case type.
Okay, tell
Data
me what I need to
instance,
go
right?
to settings tab. Okay, so you want me to open
Case
to
type.
case type? Mm-hmm.
Here you can see data initialization, something like that. Here you can configure, right? Data transform.
I don't want to configure it. So whenever you create a case type, if you remember, what are the rules that are getting created when you create a case type? If you remember, py default gets created, right? If you remember what we have done on that day, so where exactly you will be finding it? So let me show you. This is the App Explorer. As mentioned, whenever you create any case type, a class will be created, right? So UVZ loan app is the application. That's the case type that we have created. So navigate to UVZ loan app. Here, this is the UVZ loan app. class of usage loan. So class of usage loan. Yes, this is the class. So in this class, you will find all the things which are related to this case type. Got it? That's very important. So if you can go to data model, and data transform will be present in data model. Now open this data transform. See PY default. This is how you need to navigate to the PY default. For each and every case type that you create, it's very important for you to understand what are the rules that are getting created in the backend. Just go to the recording session because this is very important. You will be getting questions saying that what are the rules that are getting created whenever you create a case type, or what are the rules that are getting created whenever you create an application. We have already discussed briefly about this information, but I'm telling you, I'll definitely ask you this question in the mock interview that I'm going to take. Just giving heads up, but it's very important. Okay, chill about that. Now we have this PY default. I will make you to understand the data transforms concept with the help of PY default. Okay, let's understand what are the actions that we have. I'm just doing checkout because I want to make some modification. So let this PY set default data transform. They are calling this action another data transform. I don't want to disturb that one. Let's consider what I'm going to do now. We have this first action tab. We have this set. I'm going to discuss about set, remove, update page, apply data transform, comment for this today's demo. See, what does this set do? Let's consider. If you have understand mathematics, let me open Notepad. Okay, you know math, right? So let's consider you went to a shop, right? You want to buy some. If you want to buy some what? Let's consider you want to buy some pens. Okay, they'll tell that you'll ask you, I want 10 pens. You ask 10 pens for the shopkeeper. What he will do? He says cost of one pen is how much? He says 3 rupees. Okay. So now how much is the total cost? How much is the total cost that I'm going to pay? If I want 10 pens, I went to the shopkeeper. He told cost of one pen is 3 rupees, but there is no discount. Okay, don't bargain. Okay, tell me, what is the total cost now?
30.
30. How you come up with 30?
10 cross 3, 30.
Okay, so it is just 10 into 3. So this equal to 30, right? Equals to 30. Now tell me, I want to achieve this using data transform. It's very simple. I want 10 pens. So 10 pens is nothing but quantity, right? Quantity equals to 10. Am I right? Cost of one pen is 3 rupees. So you can get cost per item. You can give it as 3 rupees, right? So total cost, how I need to write in an expression? Total cost equals to, tell me, I want an expression terms, not 10 into 3. How I am going to write it now?
Cost per item.
Quantity into cost per item. Okay, this is how you will understand. This is how you need to understand with respect to real time. Even though if you're working on data transform also do the same thing. So what you have done, you went to a shop, you asked that I need 10 pens. Then he mentioned that how many pens you want? I want 10 pens. He will tell you cost is 3 rupees. Then he will say, okay, chalo, 30 rupees. Let's consider if he is giving a discount. He tells that if you are buying 10 pens, I will give a discount of 5 rupees. Now tell me, discount equals to 5 rupees. This is discount which he is giving. Now tell me what will be the total cost?
How many pens you told, Teja?
10 pens. Everything remains same. 10 pens. Cost of each pen is 3 rupees. Now he is giving discount of 5 rupees because you are purchasing 10 pens. Now what will be the total cost?
30 minus 5 you mean to say.
30 minus 5, right? So total, this is quantity into cost per item, right? And why we minus 5? The discount, right? This is the expression. So if I want to achieve the same thing in data transform, then let's do that one. Can we try framing this sentence in the data transform? Now guide me. So do we have quantity property created in Pega? In the application that we developed, do we have this quantity property created?
No.
Yes or no? No, we don't have it. Do you have the cost of one pen property present?
No.
No, we have total. Do we have total cost? No. Quantity? No. Discount? No. Now tell me, what are the properties that I need to create? And this is just for explanation. This is not the real-time application that we're developing with UVC Drone app. Don't worry, I have different user stories which I will touch upon. Don't worry, but this is something I want to make sure that you are understanding. Set. Set is something which is very important. Properties that I need to create to get this use case. Tell me what are the properties that I need to create?
It's total cost,
Quantity.
quantity,
Quantity. Next,
total cost,
total cost. Next,
cost per item.
cost per
Discount
item.
is we can go with the constant value also, right? Because it's always 5.
No, discount. I will involve this parameters concept too. Let's create properties for each and everything. I'll touch upon the properties and when rules. So this is the use case for the data transform for today and tomorrow. Okay. Discount.
Okay.
Let's go with the property.
Okay.
And what else? Do we have all the properties created? Do we have it or not?
Yes.
Done, right? Tell me. I am new to Pega. I will create this property. How I need to create this property? I will navigate it to Pega environment. Okay, chalo. Now tell me, I don't have those properties created, right? First, what we'll do? First, we'll hard code it, and then I will pass the parameter. Okay, this is how we are going to achieve it. Okay, how to create a property directly? We can create it from here, right? What I will do? Dot. First, what is the first property that you have mentioned? Quantity. Quantity. I'm just
Quantity.
creating it. Quantity. If I click on this one, if we have that property, we don't have it property. So I'm creating the quantity. Okay. What is the value that I need to give for quantity? Let's give an
Integer.
integer. Integer. Right. So this is done. Okay. For quantity, I'll just go with the same thing. It will be 10 for now. Okay. Quantity is done. Next, what is the other item? What is the other one? What is the second thing? Cost per item.
Cost per item.
And if you are defining everything in Pega, cost per item, the best use case is to have capital letter for each and every word. That's how we are being practicing it. Cost per item. What is this value that I need to give?
Integer.
Okay, I'm not using currency for now. Let's use integer. Okay, I will tell you why. Because I don't want to interrupt with currency and integer. Let's have all integer. Next, cost per item is 3 rupees. Done, right? Now, what is the new one that I need to add?
Discount.
Discount. Nice. Discount. We may have this discount too. Creating the discount also. I'm giving discount also integer, and I want everyone please respond. If you're having any doubt, you can stop me. This is the basic use case. Discount is 5 rupees, right? Now, what is the thing that I need to do? Next item.
Total cost.
Total cost. This also will go with the integer. We are going with the integer, and I will touch upon the tracer also. Today it will be learning. Today we will be learning tracer too. Tell me how I am going to write this expression. Total cost. Acha, you have total cost. Tell me how I am going to write this expression now.
Dot
Same thing, no?
quantity into
Dot quantity. Dot quantity
into dot cost per item. We can put it
cost
in
per
bracket
item.
together.
Okay. Next.
Then minus dot
Minus
discount.
discount. This is how you mentioned that we're going to achieve this. Okay. Now let's see. So how we're going to achieve this one. This is something which I have mentioned. Let's try. I'm trying to run this one. Okay. So what I need to do, I know I want to check whether this works fine or not. How I can check it? Let's go with the trace, right? Just do the trace of this one. I'm doing the trace. Okay. do action run. Okay. I've run this, and if you see, the P by default transform helps to get this directly here. What I will do, this is higher. Go to the tracer now. Pause it. So this is the total cost which is on run record primary page. Total cost is 25. Got it? Let's understand step by step what tracer does. Okay. First, P by default data field. So this is where action begins. P by default. This is the data transform which we are into, and you can see why this rule set is showing my name. Stage@gmail.com. Why it is showing my name? Can someone tell me?
We haven't.
We haven't. Wait.
It's in your personal rule set.
It is in your correct. It is in your private edit. So if any rule that is there in your private edit, that rule will have your identity. So it's having my identity. That's fine. So that's the reason why I'm stage@gmail.com. Now see. The first step action begin, action end, code completed for py set field default. We are not worried about that one. The second action begin, action end. Third action begin, action end. Fourth action begin, action end. Fifth action begin, action end. So for each and everything, for each and every step, we have action begin and action end. That's fine. Now see, action begin of that quantity. So if I click on this run record primary page, do I have value for quantity or not? This action begin. If I click on run record primary page and do control F of quantity, do we have value? No, right? Do we have it?
No.
No. Action end. So whenever this action got end, now do tell me, do we have this value?
Yes, we'll have quantity value.
Correct. So action begin is something that you are beginning that step. Action end is something which processes the requirement that you have specified in that step. For each and every action end, you will have that value. So quantity we have it. Now action end. So we have this cost per item too, right? Cost per item. Yes, we have it. Now tell me total discount. So going discount also. Discount. We have a discount too. And total cost. Total cost. So does that value match with the condition that we have applied? How much is the total cost which we have calculated is 25, right? And we got it in the same requirement. Did we got this requirement? Is it clear?
Yes, Teja.
If you are clear with this one, I will go with the next topic. But make sure, if you are not clear, someone if you are not clear, please come up saying that I didn't understand this point. I will explain it once again. Is it clear?
Yes, Teja.
Everyone? Yes. Hello. Now we are going with the other topic. So if I am clearing this one, I will give you some scenario questions directly here. I will do one thing. I want everyone to understand it and respond. So we have this quantity cost per item discount. Now let me go with set. Set is something which I have understood, right? For target, we are providing some source. Now tell me, I have the second thing as the remove. I'm giving remove as dot discount. Now tell me what will be the total cost.
It's still the same 25 because after setting total cost only we are removing the discount, right?
Okay. Any other person wants to provide a response?
Same. After calculating, we are removing the property from clipboard. So it
Okay.
doesn't impact the total cost calculation.
Okay. Now, the telling that we are removing it after the calculation is completed. Let me do one thing. I'm just disabling this one. Disable this one. So anyhow, this is the P by default, right? We can try creating the new one. When I try to create the new one, go to the clipboard. P by default will definitely call. Where I can find the properties? Where exactly I can find this property? And I'm asking this question for the fourth time. Already provided you the answer. Where exactly I can find the properties? The P by work page, right? Got it?
Yes.
So each and everything that you work, it will be there in the PY work page. So we have cost per item. Do we have it?
But Teja, I have a question here. So this P by default is a case type instant, right? So like when the case creation is not successful, at that time also this P by default all the steps will be executed.
I'll show you. So whenever you try to create new case, okay, do the trace. I will do one thing. I'm doing a trace. This is how I'm just started the tracer. Let's understand your question. I'm just creating the new case. Case got created. It will take some time to create it. Let it create. It got created, right? Now go to the tracer and see it's getting pumped up. Let it complete. This is completed. Let me pause. Okay. How it executes? Let's start from here. It first creating the application setup. Later it will call user portals. Everything is getting created, calling the harness. And there comes the picture of PY default. This is the place where it's calling the PY default. So coming to your question, let's consider if the error is triggered after PY default, then this PY default will be called. But before you call the PY default, if there is any error, then it will exit this transition and this PY default is not getting called. Got it?
Yeah. So in that case, if I want to use my case ID in my PY default data transform, is it possible?
No. So if you use that also, if that case got, if you're getting an error message, it means that your case which you're trying to work upon is not going to the next step. First you need to,
let's say there is no error with the case creation, but I just want to use my case ID inside my PY default.
You
so
can
just
do
want to understand the order of execution, whether the case is getting created first and then after PY default is executed, or PY default is getting executed, then only case ID gets created.
Got it. I got your question. If you see, let's do. This is the unnamed page. This unnamed page is nothing but the parameter page, right? So if I scroll up, if you continue to scroll up, so if you're getting some values created, first check the clipboard page. I will just scroll up. I will show you. I got your question. This is PY work page, right? So before you create work page, this is how you're creating work page. Before it create work page, it's creating a new page. A new page is getting created. After new page created, that is nothing but create work page. So they are creating PY work page at the first time. The order of execution follows. First, they will create the work page. That PY work page will be created. So if you click on this page, this is the page new. This is the PY work page is getting created, and you don't have any properties got created in the PY work page, right? Then what happened? You are creating this few properties. These are the few properties. These are the OOTB properties which Pega is creating. Am I correct? And next, what happens? If you see, this is something which is getting called on our name, right? This is something which is getting called on our name. Next, if you see create work page, after create work page, you will have this generate ID. I will show you. This is hard work and generate ID. Generate ID is getting called after your PY default transition. Got it? You're generating the ID after PY default is getting executed. Now, if you come back here, you have mentioned PY work page got completed. Let's consider this is the PY default. This is the PY default. Esteja@1068. This is on your name. This is the PY default. Open the PY work page. Here, see whether you have the case ID or not. Control F, PY ID. Don't have PY ID. Why we don't have PY ID? Someone tell me. PY ID will be created when the generate ID activity gets executed. If you see here, after the PY default, generate ID is getting executed. This is generate ID that is getting executed. Step begin of generate ID. Whenever generate ID ends. So here, I think generate ID is getting ended. So I click on PY work page. We got this PY ID. Got it? That's how the order of execution. First, it will try to create PY work page. Then it will set the OOTB properties on the PY work page. Then it will create the generate. It will create the work. Inside that work, it will create the generate ID. In your use case, if you're trying to call the case ID PYID, that value is not present and that will be not executed. Okay, clear?
Yeah, Teja, got it.
Nice, that's a good question. So let's understand the other things. Remove. We're talking about remove, right? So order of execution. Let's go and check the order of execution for P by default. This is Xteja 1068, which this is the place where it's getting executed, right? So total cost. If I click on this PO workpage, this is the case type end, this is the P by default end on my name. If I click on this PO workpage, see, we have this discount value, we have this cost per item, right? We have total cost, and what is the other property? Cost per item, total cost, discount, and
Quantity.
quantity. Now the quantity also. Nice. Now let's reframe the scenario. Now what I'm trying to tell you. Now come back to the P by default and go to the clipboard first. Understand the clipboard also. The PO workpage. What we have? We have cost per item, discount, values are present. Now let me enable this one. The one that we have added the step. I'm enabling this. I just want you to understand the difference that's getting triggered. I'm just now creating the new one. If I opened the clipboard, you will find PY workpage is not having the discount. Do we have the discount value?
No.
No. Why we are not having it? So remove is nothing but if you are using remove, it means that you are removing that property from the clipboard page. Got it? That doesn't mean that you're having null value. So if you come back here, P by default, let's consider you are using remove, right? Remove is nothing but you're removing that property from the clipboard directly. Got it? Whenever you want to remove any data from the clipboard, you can use remove functionality. Am I clear? Now tell me what's this is remove, right? I'm adding this new step. Total cost. What will be the total cost value now?
It will be empty in clipboard, I think.
Yeah, it will be as you have removed that property, it will be empty on the clipboard. So you will be the value will not change. So if I try to create, go to the pivot page, cost per item remains same, total cost is 30. Why total cost is 30 now?
Okay, it didn't take that discount value because it is not available. So it just took quantity and cost per item. That's it.
That's correct. So if you come back here, so what is my requirement of total cost? Dot quantity into cost per item. What is the quantity? 10. Cost per item 3 rupees. And you're trying to do plus or minus of discount. Discount value is removed. So total cost will be 30. In this case, the fifth step, what is the total cost? Total cost is
25.
25, right? Then sixth step, what I have done? I have removed
We are
that property
removing
called
the
discount. Now seventh step, what happens? So it will follow this iteration. First, what you need to do, whenever you're working on the start source, make sure that the updated value of quantity into updated value of cost per item plus updated value of discount. Discount value is empty. That's the reason why we got 30. Am I clear? In this case, the total cost will be not 25, but it will be 30 because discount value is not there. Now
Yes,
let's
Teja.
consider if I'm enabling this one, disabling this one. Now tell me what is the expectation.
Both will
Now
be 25.
35. It will
Oh,
add
sorry,
5.
it's plus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's plus. So it will add, right? Certified. Got it? Now, this is something which we have achieved. This is fine. So we have understood how the set is getting triggered and how the remove functionality is getting added. Now, let me go to the next action. Are we clear? Are we on the same page till date? Till here, are we on the same page? Anyone, if you're having any doubt, please let me know before we jump to the next topic. Set and remove, is it clear?
Teja, I have actually one question.
Yeah, you
So
can ask.
when we created P by default, right? I
Mm-hmm.
saw P by set field defaults also created in that column. So
Correct.
why this is getting created, and can't we use this same data transform? Like, can we open that set field defaults and there can't we do this manipulation and all?
I'll tell you. You can do. If you want to do it, you can do it here also. If you want, you can create it here also. Got it? And we have the superclass data transform. Don't worry, this py default, py set field default. I will tell you the importance of py default, that py, I mean, so we have called superclass data transform. You will see this is in the base class. Again, this is in this user loan app with respect to the py set field default. If you want, you can use it. The days, if at whatever the place you want to call data transform, you can call it. The order of execution, you need to understand the order of execution. First, what it's doing, it's calling this py default. Inside this py default, first it's completing this py set field default, right? So inside this, you can, if you want to manipulate or if you want to add anything, you can directly do it. Got it? There's nothing like that you can't do it. If you want to do it, you can do it here also. But I will tell you, if you are try consider you have updated some property here, okay, and if you make changes here, all the new changes will be reflected. I will give you. You can do it. I'm giving now. I'm telling you now. You can do it in py set field defaults also. But I will show you the call superclass data transform where I will show you why we are doing only there, why not here. Okay. I got your question, but I will cover up that question in the py set field in the superclass data transform. Okay.
Okay.
To be very clear, it will override. So let's consider you modified something in this class, and if you're trying to modify the same thing here, it will override the data. That's the reason why we'll be creating it on the top class, and I will show you what are the implications that we will be facing when we write inside it. Just remind me of this question whenever we are covering the superclass data transform. Okay.
Sure.
Now we have covered the set and remove. What is this update page here? On update page, again we got update page. What is the use of update page? Update page is very, very important in any data transform that you develop. I'm clicking new. Hello, I'm having this update page. What it is doing? It's accepting a page, right? Update page is accepting some page here. Got it? I mean, inside this, let's consider. So what we are going to do, I'm have a requirement where my requirement says that I'm having this random value set quantity, cost per item, discount, total cost, everything I'm having it in the py work page. Now, my requirement got changed. I'm saying that I want all these items in a single page. I don't want this to be here and there. I don't want to have it there. I don't want to have it here. Now I have requirement says that whatever the information that we are doing to add, subtract, discount, total cost calculation, I want all those content in a single page so that it will be easy for me. If you go to here, if I open this clipboard, what happened? I'm doing Control F, right? Every time when I go to this one and I open this one, as this data is present, yes, data is present inside the clipboard. But what I am doing, though the data is present on the clipboard, it's becoming very difficult for me to move and check it. So I need to go to PO work page. Inside this PO work page, you have cost per item here, cost discount here, and again, if you scroll down, we have these items here. Now, update page. Before we understand the importance of update page, let's have all the details of that things inside a single page. This is a requirement which says that I'm having these properties here and there. I want your help to get all those in a single page. Can we achieve that one? Yes, we can achieve it. So how we are creating the new page? Let's create a new page. Go to the page name. I'm creating a new.
Teja,
Yeah, go ahead.
can you repeat once? Sorry, I
Okay.
missed that update page.
No issues, no issues. So I'm working on the update page functionality. Here you find this quantity, cost per item, discount, total cost. All these things are there in the POA work page, right? All these things are there in the POA work
Yes.
page, and we contain lot of information in the POA work page. Now my requirement got changed, saying that whatever the things that you are working with respect to the calculation, with respect to this scenario, okay, I want all these properties in the single page. I don't want it in a clipboard page, but I want all these things in the single page. How we are going to achieve it? Let's consider the page name is calculate page. This is a calculate page. I want all these things in this calculate page. I'm giving the context of UVZ, same context. I'll tell you the pairs and classes after some time. I'm giving the same class context. So if you want to create a new page, come and define it in the pairs and classes. I want to create a new page. Why I want to create new page? As mentioned, I don't want those properties on the PY work page. Let the properties be on the PY work page. Now my requirement got changed that Teja just have all those properties in a single page. What are the calculation that I'm doing? All those properties I want to have it in the single page. Yes, it is achievable. Go to calculate page. Inside calculate page, what I'm going to do? Update page, down arrow, calculate page. Inside this calculate page, set all the fields. What are the things that you have set here? Just copy it. You can copy this one. You can paste it. Got it? Just copy it. I can also type it, right? But I'm not typing it because I want you to understand how you are going to use this copy and paste. Copy it, paste below. Copy it, paste below. Do we have all these things? Quantity is there, cost per item is there, discount is there, total cost is there.
Teja,
I'm
one
trying
more
to
question.
yeah.
Sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt. So if we create calculate page with this work dash case type, then this calculate page will act as a PY work page, right? Because now this calculate page will have access to all the page list also, properties, everything can be
Correct.
added.
Yes, because
But
we have defined this calculate page in the context of the primary class.
yes, but our requirement is only to have the properties that we have created now, right, for the calculation.
Yes, so you can use this class context, but I'm telling I'm just creating the new page, but I'm not passing all the parameters, all the properties. If you see, we are only creating this update page, and inside that we are only passing the things which are required to us: quantity, cost per item, discount, and total cost. I'm not passing extra things. So I will show you. If I try to save this one, now remove is there. Seventh one, I'm not required this one. I'm just disabling the seventh step 2. I'll show you. If I try to create new one. Now if I go to clipboard, where is this PY work page? Inside this PY work page, do we have any calculate page? It got created any page? In the context of U14013, we have this PY work page and calculate page. See whether you have any calculate page here. No. Why it didn't got created? I'll tell you why it didn't got created, but I want you to provide me the information why it didn't got created. And if you don't know why it not got created, why can't we trace this session? In PI work page, we have all these items, right? And then what I have done, Kanchan, I got your question. I will show you. I got your question. Definitely, I will discuss on that question too. If I come back to the PY default, not this one. Let's close the things which are not required for us. Provide discrepancy. Update page. We are doing this called update page, right? This is the calculate page, and it is having the context of UVZ. No, correct context is there. Update page, calculate page. Inside this, we are moving this value. What if I try to trace this? Create new. Before we create, let's trace this. This is completed. Now scroll down where you will find any by default on your name. No, it got reversed. Okay. Started with by default here. I'm just scrolling up to find by default on my name, on my rule set. Is Teja 1068. We have it here getting triggered. This is where it's getting added. This is the set field default. We have added it. Update page of calculate page. We are having it. When I click on this calculate page, do you have this information here?
Yes, Teja.
We have it. We have it. We have it here, right? Okay.
Yes.
Next, this PY work page. Inside this PY work page, we have this PY work page, and the calculate page is there. We have the calculate page got created, and we have this account update page. Inside that update page, we have this calculated page. This is fine. Now, tell me, we have this details called calculate page, right? This is the page which got created, but I'm not able to find it on the clipboard. Why?
Can you
Ideally, this
open the
should be
clipboard
there.
again? Yeah. It
Okay.
should be alphabetical order, right? So calculate it should be on top.
That
Yeah, just below the user page, we have calculate page.
correct. So where we have it? Do we have it or not?
Yes, we do.
But earlier, by what we have done, where we have went exactly, I went scroll down, and we are trying to find it here. But if you see, we are in D only, but it's there in C. It will create for sure. Calculate page got created. The reason why we have created this page, because as I mentioned, I want only the properties which I am working upon in a single page. This is the just requirement I'm telling. If there is requirement for you in the real case, if you want to do it, you can do it. Got it, Kanchana? Kanchana calculate page is having the context of the PV work page, but we are appending only the properties which are required to be there in the calculate page. Am I clear?
Yeah, got it now. So once my requirement is done, I can remove that page at the end, right?
You can remove
So
it.
that
Yeah, that's correct.
there won't be copy of
Hmm.
another page.
Correct. So if you come here and you will do some modification. Why I've taken this update page? So I'm having this calculate page. Now there is a requirement. I'm telling you, okay, I want this data. So whatever the thing that you have mentioned here, quantity, cost per item, discount, total cost. Okay, what I will do in calculate page, I'm giving few details. In this calculate page, I have a requirement. I will tell you the importance of calculate page. I didn't even told you the importance of calculate page, which I will tell you now. Let's give first name. We have this first name, right? First name we have it too. I'm just giving first name Teja. Last name also. I'm giving first name, last name. Okay. And I'm giving what else we have? Company name. Okay. I'm just given this detail. Now, what happens? Now, tell me what are the things that are there in this calculate page if I try to run this. I'm trying to create new thing. So go to the clipboard, calculate page. We have this first name. last name, total cost. What is the PX? What is the OBJ class of calculate page?
Teja, so sorry,
Hmm.
one more question. We have this calculate page, and we proceed with the case creation and we enter first name, all those stuff. Okay. So whatever the user entered value, it will be available in PY work page. But here
Yes.
also we are using same property like first name, last name. So both
Mm-hmm.
the pages will have different values then.
Yeah. So if you see, these are the things which got created using PY default data transform, right?
Mm.
The things. Now, if you see, we're having first name, last name here also. If I try to give this value, first name,
Can
last
you give
name, we
some
have it.
different data instead of
Okay. Yeah, I will give it. I'm giving this one. Okay. Okay. Now,
yeah.
tell me in the clipboard, I have this calculate page and PO work page, right? In the PO work page also. But if you see in PO work page, first name, last name, we don't have it values because we have updated only in the update page. Now, if I try to submit this one, if we go to the clipboard, did the calculate page got changed? No.
No,
What are the
change.
changes that you do is with respect to PO work page.
Mm. Okay,
Got it?
got it. Yeah.
That's true. Next question. So calculate page. Now tell me, we have calculate page called first name and last name. Now my requirement says that create a new page. Yes, requirement says that create a new page that should be in data admin operator ID. Okay. Instead data admin operator ID. If I'm giving a new page. So my operator page. I'm creating a new page called my operator page. Okay. And it should be in the class of data admin operator ID. This is the exact use case of update page. So now I'm having two pages, my operator page and calculate page. Got it? In my operator page, what is the things we have in my operator page? It will take the context of data admin operator ID. In data admin operator ID, we have first POA first name, POA last name, right? We have those details. Now I need to map those details to my operator page. So we are having two different pages. What are the details that are there in calculate page? In calculate page, I have first name and I have last name. Now I want to move this first name and last name. Where I want to move? I want to move in my operator page, but that is there in a different class context. So what I will, if I try to do plus, if I click on down arrow, you can find my operator page is getting added. I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying py first name. I'm not changing anything. Just I'm showing what are the implications that will get directly if you use. I'm trying to save. This got saved. Py default got saved. This is in the context of my operator page dot py first. I don't want to hard code this like this. Whatever the things that are there, but we are in the update page of calculate page. If I delete this one, now I'm trying to add a new add sibling below. Ninth step. If I click down arrow, my operator page dot py first name. Please listen carefully. Right? This one I can write my operator page dot py first name. I can use that value. Got it? But I don't want to hard code this, but I want to move the details that are there in calculate page to this other page, which is in different context. How are you going to do? Can I directly call this py first name first? Can you tell me? Can I directly call this py first name? When I click down arrow, what is the class context? Class context is what? You can find it here, right? The class,
class. Yeah.
right? This is the class context, right? Sorry. So this is the class context. But this py first name, data admin operator, right? This is in the context of which class? Data admin operator, right? Am I right? If I
Yes.
come here, I'm just giving py first name. So I'm trying to save. Why you got this error message?
Because there is
Pivot first
no property in that class.
because this is not related to this class. If you want to work upon the properties which are there in other class, I'm telling you, if you want to work upon the properties which are there in other class, the only way that you can achieve it using update page, or you need to use the pairs and classes tab. So what I have done, this py first name is there in which class context? Data admin operator class, right? So what you can do, you can directly call this data admin. Now you get the context of data admin operator. Did we got this context? No. How I got this context of data admin operator ID? Because my operator page, I have defined this my operator page in the context of data admin operator ID. So if you want to use properties which are in other class, the best thing that you can do is to define that page name and call that page class here. Right? Now I'm telling you, now the requirement got changed. I don't want to hard code it, but I want to move it from this calculate page to update page. How I can achieve this? In the calculate page, I have first name and last name. Now I want to move the first name and last name to py first name and py last name. Think how we can achieve this functionality.
Update page only we have to give because it is a page.
Update page. Okay. What I need to
Uh,
specify here?
You can give the target page here.
My operator page is target page. Next.
Beside that, you have one arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not coming. Values from. You can give the source. Source page. Yeah, from here, if we set the property, left-hand side property will be from the operator page. Right-hand side property will be from calculate page.
Here.
First name. Yeah.
Here.
Similarly, you can have last py last name.
Is my requirement done? Let's see. I'm trying to create the new clip. Go to the clipboard. Calculate page. We have this information. Next, where is the other page? My operator page. Is the requirement satisfied? Yes or no?
I think it is copying from work page, right? Py work page. What's the
No.
yeah, it's
Page
getting
only.
copied.
Requirement is finished. That's how you will be using update page. The main idea of using update page is if you want to have that, if there is any data which is in other class, other page context, and if you want to map those details, we'll be using update page. There's other requirement which I'll show you. To see, I open this class in data admin operator. Pin this thing up in this class poster. Data admin operator, right? Data model. Do we have any data transforms in data admin operator ID? We have it. We're having this many things. So let's consider py set name poster. This is the data transform which is there. Now tell me how I can call this data transform inside this data transform. A collapse. You have this collapse all. Use this collapse all. So it will collapse all these things. Now, update page is very clear. Now there is requirement for me to call another data transform. How I call other data transform? You can find apply data transform is there, right? If I click on apply data transform and I click down arrow, you can find the data transform which are related to this work layer. Am I right? You can see the first one is UVZ loan here work, UVZ loan app A. Second thing, UVZ loan here work, then work cover, work, and you will have the base class at the bottom. This is with respect to the base class, right? So what is the use of apply data transform? You can call the data transform directly. Let's consider if I want to call this data transform test branch T, I can call it. Now tell me, I have a requirement which says that I want to call this data transform. I want to call this data transform which is there in this class context. This is the question which will be asked in interview. Now tell me how you are going to call this data transform inside this py default. If I give apply data
Within the
transform,
update page.
within
the update page of that my
now tell me
operator
what
page.
I'm going to do. Okay, tell me what are the steps that I need to achieve directly. Some 10 steps.
Like we already defined in the patient classes for
Okay.
so
That's
within
fine.
the 9th step we can
This is about 9
directly
steps. Give me the exact step from 10.
we can do the again update page.
Again update page. Okay, update page of
My operator page.
my operator page. Next.
Yeah, in child set applied data transform. Here we can get the data transforms of that class.
Great. Correct. This is how the scenario questions are. If you see, this is in the class of UVZ loan here for UVZ loan app. But my question comes saying that I have a data transform which is there in the other class context. Got it? If you want to call data transform which is in other class context, first get that page. So create a page in page and classes. Use update page. Whenever you use update page, the class context will be changed. Now the class context. Now where are we? In which class context we are into? Data admin operator ID. Got it? That's the other important aspect of using update page. Update page helps to collaborate the data in a single place. This is the first thing that we have learned. The second thing, update page helps to manipulate data from one class to other class which are in different class context or same class context. The third thing is that if you want to call data transform which is there in the other class context, you need to get that class context using update page. Are we clear? Are we clear? Any doubt? Please.
Suppose if we want to give some input parameters to this different classes DT, how we can achieve that?
If you want to give different input, that's how we can achieve it using parameters. I'm going to tell the same thing. Nice question. I will tell you the parameter concept within 2 minutes. But are we clear with the things that we have learned till here? Are we on the same page? Everyone, please respond, please. This important aspect. Case management, we have already finished it. Now we are into advanced concept. I'm discussing directly the scenario question, the part 1 of data transform.
Yeah, one query here, Teja.
Go ahead.
Step, you have done update page, right? My up page with values from calculate page. Instead of that, can we set directly my operator page first name?
We can. So I got your point. So if I add a sibling below, you can set my operator page
py first name.
Py first name. Okay.
Calculate page.
Yeah. Calculate page dot
first name.
You can set. You can set it.
Okay.
That's possible. Yeah.
Because we have to add extra steps, right? In 9th. Instead of that, can we directly set like this, right?
Yeah, you can do it. So if you can do it, but you're hard coding it, the target with the source. But if someone who is new to Pega, if you consider 11th step you added, and in again there is a requirement on your enhancements that you got it into modify this data transform. Again, you are doing it on the 17th or 18th step. So instead of doing that one, you can directly expand this and add the new step. Okay. Why we use update page? Because it will help you to get the complete information at a single place. You can do this. This is also fine. My operator page dot py first name. Why we are using my operator page? Because this PO first name is in the context of data admin operator ID. That's the reason why we are getting the context of my operator page. We can achieve this one also. This will work. Okay. Any other question?
Yes.
I'll wrap this class in 10 minutes. I want to touch upon parameters, the important concept. Please stay attention for 5 to 10 minutes. This is very important. Okay. The next class is parameters. Now, I've given this 10, 3, 5. Now my requirement got changed. I have checked in this rule. This is in the production. Now someone comes and saying that I want to buy 12 pens. Now I want to buy 13 pens. Arey bhai, he told 10 pens at the first time, then again he's telling 12. Now do I need to write or modify this logic again? Will it make sense to every time update this code? Will it make sense? Will it? Every time it comes. So whenever you find anything which will change frequently, I'm telling you, this requirement for this case, this is how the values are. For the new case, I don't know whether those values will be same or not. So if you feel that at any place or any point of time, if you feel that these properties will change for each and every case or for each and every situation, go with the parameter concept. Go with the parameter concept. Now see how we are going to achieve this one. So discount value will change every time. Cost per item will change every time. Quantity will change every time. Total cost, anyhow, we are calculating this. The things which are getting changed, come and add it in the parameter. Quantity, QANTITY, quantity, spelling correct. Cost per item. What is the data that I need to select here?
Teacher.
Integer. Quantity, next, cost per item. And what else we have?
Discount.
Discount. Nice. Now, what you need to do, come here, remove this 10, click down arrow, give param dot quantity. Remove this cost per item. Now give param dot cost per item. Remove discount and give param dot discount. Now if I try to run this one, it will accept me to pass this parameter, right? Quantity, cost per item, discount. Now requirement got changed. 12 is my quantity. Cost per item has increased because of inflation. Now it's 4 rupees. Discount, I'm giving discount of 6 rupees. Let's test this. Says the tracer session already exists. Close the tracer. Trace. And before we do it, things which are not required for now, I'm just disabling this my operator page, disabling this my operator page, update page, things which are not required for this scenario, only using update page where I have all these details, right? Save this action to run. If you have any tracer open, close this space, click on this space now. Quantity, cost per item, discount. This is completed, right? Now, before we go to the tracer, pause this. Tell me what are the values that we have given. 12, 4, 6, right? Come here. What is the quantity? 12. Cost per item that I have given? 4. What is the discount? 6 rupees. What will be the total cost now? 12 into 4 minus 6. How much?
42.
42.
Right? 42. Right? Now go to the tracer. First, let's see. This is run record primary page and this is calculate page. Inside this calculate page, we have this total cost 42, discount 5, quantity 10, cost per item 3. Why cost per item is 3 here? And why discount is 5? Why quantity is 10? Go and check the update page. Go and check the update page. I'll tell you the reason. We have hard-coded this value 10, 3, 5. Do one thing, just disable it. Before we jump to this update page, what we'll do, but quantity should be 10 into 3 cost per item, 30 minus 5, right? But why it I have taken as 42 as the total cost? If you have fit the quantity into cost per item minus discount, quantity into cost per item minus discount, it should be 25. Why it's not 25? Why it's 42? I'll tell you. The tracer, go to the tracer.
It
We are
overrides
doing
the values.
what?
It overrides the value.
It overrides the value. You're telling that it overrides the value. If you see, the total cost is set at which place first? We have this quantity and we have total cost. Action end, we have this total cost value that is present. This is on run record primary page, which is total cost 42. Cost per item, sorry, we are on the run record primary page is nothing but the PO work page. So in PO work page, we got added with total cost 42, cost per item 4, discount 6. So this is action begin of update page. So update page, we have this calculate page, action begin. We don't have any values, but if you see, first it's calling it the total cost. The total cost in calculate page, it's taking 42 because it's taking the values which are there with respect to the previous one. So before we jump into that one, see about how it's getting calculated. Calculation part, leave it. But the main idea for us to understand the parameters. So tell me what happened. So run the quantity. I'm just talking about the parameters first. Later we can understand the logic why it got triggered. So param quantity I've added it. Param cost per item I've added it. Param discount I've added it. So at what step we have it param quantity? At second step. At third step. At fourth step we have these parameters. Now go back here. On the first begin, the action, this is the action begin and action end. So dot quantity. Where I can find the quantity value? In the PO work page or the run record primary page. Quantity is 12. Do we have this quantity value 12? Yes, but how it got added? Because we have this parameter page name called unnamed page. Unnamed page is having discount 6, quantity 12, cost per item 4. Unnamed page is the page which holds the values of the parameters. Am I clear? So what are the values that we have it in the parameters? So we are using param dot quantity, param dot discount, param dot cost per item. Here, each and every parameters that you set, it will have the values in the parameter page called unnamed page. Am I clear? So parameter page is having the unnamed page. Each and every transition that we are doing, we are setting the total cost to what? Total cost to param dot total cost. All these parameters where exactly they are present till this data transform is completed, you have this unnamed page. So if you see, this is the last page. The last when I click here, you have this unnamed page. This parameters is present till the last step. Till the last step, whatever the value that you specify in parameters, and if you're not removing it, those details will be present in the unnamed page. Am I clear? Why we are using this parameter page? Because if you feel that there are properties which will be changed frequently for each and every case or for each and every situation, it's recommended for us to use the parameters, because if we hard code them, it will not have any value, right? So that's the reason why this one is having the properties of the parameters which are there in the unnamed page. Got it? Am I clear? First tell me, are you clear with this parameter concept?
Yes, Teja.
Why we are using parameter page? Someone explain me. Something, I mean, I'm telling you. Okay, what's the use of using parameter page? Someone explain me.
It's to make the connection between two rules. Like first rule may have to send some data to the subsequent rule to work on. So in that case, we'll be using the parameter page.
Okay, got your point. Now that requirement got changed. So telling that parameter page, I'm not focused on this update page now. Let me disable this eighth step. Okay, leave about this eighth step. Eighth step is not there. Now, apply data transform. We have this quantity, cost per item, discount, and we got this total cost. Nice. So we have this details. Correct? Okay. For this case, so EY default. Okay. What I will do, I will have one more in this total cost. What are the total cost that you find it here? I don't want to do it here in this fifth step. I'm adding this, I'm disabling this. I just want to give how we are passing parameters to the next data transform. I'm creating add sibling below. Now I'm calling a data transform, apply data transform, calculate total. Okay. Calculate total. Now I want to calculate the total cost. Now I can calculate the total cost now. We can do it in two ways. The first simplest way is that anyhow we are in the context of the same class. We are in the context of the same class. UVZ loan year work UVZ loan app, right? As we are in the context of the same class, we can directly use the value total cost equal dot quantity into dot price cost per item minus dot discount. We can directly achieve this one. There is nothing wrong, right? Because we are having this quantity, cost, and discount in which place? In the PY default, we are setting those values in where we are setting we are setting those values in the PY work page. So if I go to clipboard, now do you think that we have values? Because we didn't pass any parameters. If I go to PY work page, my values are empty. Why these values are empty? Because I didn't call those because these values I didn't pass. These are the values that are there in the parameters. But what if I run from here? Running it from here, quantity 12, no 13, cost per item is 5 rupees and discount is 10 rupees. If I do trace, if I do run, cost, the total cost is 55. Clear, total cost is 55 because those values are present in the run record primary page. Got it? I just minimize this one. So why 55? Why 55? Because if you come here, 13 into 5, 65 minus 10 is 55. Yes, this is fine. This is fine. Now I don't want to calculate like this. If I want to have with respect to parameters, you can do it. There's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. We can achieve this functionality, total cost, quantity into cost per item minus discount. Okay. Now let's see the requirement got changed. My requirement says that if he is a premier customer, I'm telling you, if he is a premier customer, now I'm setting when condition add sibling below. When I'm just using when customer, when I'm just adding sibling. I just don't want to confuse you, but let's understand this way. I just don't want to go to that when conditions also, but I didn't explain you. So instead of you, let me do one thing. Apply data transform, calculate total cost. Now what I can do instead of I using this quantity cost per item discount, I'm setting it here. Let's consider I'm not setting this here, and we just disabling this one. Disable this one too. Disable this one too. I'm saving this. Now tell me, will I get the value? Fourteen twos are 28. 28 minus 2 is 26, right? Total cost, how much is total cost? 0. Why it's 0? Because those values are not there. We have disabled this step. Now I want to calculate the total cost. How I can achieve that one? So what you can do is calculate cost, go to the parameters, and what are the parameters that are there? I want these parameters to be used. Quantity is of integer. Next, cost per item is also of integer, and discount is
Teja,
also of integer. Yeah, go ahead.
as you are selecting data type as integer, right? If you can select as text, what will happen?
Text, if you select the text will not have the integer value, so calculation part will not be done. That's a good question. Please remind me of this question tomorrow. We don't have time, 9:33. I'll show you what happens when you use the text and integer value. Good question. Please remind me tomorrow as we start the lecture. Okay.
Sure.
Now tell me, we have these parameters, right? Quantity, cost per item, discount. How we can write this logic here? Param dot cost per item into param dot quality minus is it clear? Now we have these parameters, right? So I need to move these parameters to this page. How to move it? So if I just click on calculate cost now, click on the settings. So it is expecting parameter. So just click down arrow. Quantity is param dot. So if you see this calculate cost is expecting three parameters called quantity, cost per item, and discount. Because we have made this calculation to be param dot cost per item into param dot quantity minus param dot discount, right? Am I clear? Now, though we have set these values, did we map these values to be passed? No. How the mapping should be done? Come here, quantity will be param dot quantity. What is this param dot quantity actually is? What I'm trying to tell you. So whatever the thing, whatever the thing that I'm entering here, actions run. So I'm entering this quantity value, cost per item value, discount value. All these things are present where in the parameter page, right? Am I clear? All these things are there in the parameter page. So if I want to call them, I need to use param dot. As these things are there in the parameter page, this calculate cost total is expecting us to pass three parameters. Why it is expecting us to pass these three parameters? Once we have these details, then this total cost will be calculated, right? So that's the reason why I need to pass these values. Come here, the settings tab, and what I'm doing, I'm passing this. Yeah, didn't I saved it? Param dot quantity. Just running done. Total cost is 0 again. Let's see where we went wrong. Trace this one. So this tracer, trace this and click on run. Go to the tracer, click pause. So you are doing apply data transform and calculate run. So if I click on this, click on unnamed page. Do you have these values on unnamed page? Discount is there, quantity is there, cost per item is also there. Do we? Param dot discount, param dot quantity, and cost per item is there. So now what we are doing, the total cost from the run record primary page, total cost is 0. First check the calculations which we have done. In unnamed page, do we have these values? No. Discount is not there, quantity is not there, cost per item is not there. Why we don't have it there? Check the functionality which we have developed. Come here.
In data transform parameters, we configure it as
Again. Yeah, tell me.
in parameters tab of py default, we configure these three parameters as in
Here this
parameters tab.
parameter page is not getting called.
No, Teja, like we are in definition tab, right? Can you go to parameters tab?
You have
These
it
should be
configured.
out, right? Like we are passing these parameters to other. Does in or out option
Okay,
affects
if I
the...
give out, if I go here, so I'm asking you to send it param dot quantity. I'll explain you. I got your point, but that's not a problem. Okay, I will explain that one too. Param dot quantity, right? QANTITY. So I'm trying to save it here, not getting saved. That's the problem. So what I will do, we'll pass current parameter page. We'll pass entire current parameter page, and I'll show you the difference between them. And these parameters, yeah, this in mind if it is in or out. Okay. I didn't provide those values. Well, cost is 10 only. I'll tell you. Need to log off and log in. See, again, this value is not checked. Okay. There's some error. It's not getting saved. Now it's getting saved. We'll do one thing. I will explain this in two different ways. Now it's getting saved. Quantity, cost per item, and discount. Total cost is 10, right? Earlier, what happened when I'm trying to save it, those values are not getting saved. So that's the reason why I did log off and log in. But tell me, why I got this total cost as 10? See what I'm doing. So whenever I'm trying to do an actions run, it is expecting me to pass quantity value, cost per item value, and discount value. I'm giving it as 10 is the quantity, cost per item as 1, and discount at 2 rupees. I've given this value. These are the parameter values, right? These are the parameters values which are there in this quantity, cost per item, and discount. So this data transform is expecting me 3 parameters because I'm calculated this one using param cost per item into param quantity minus param discount. It is expecting me to have this 3 quantity, cost per item, and discount. So I need to pass those values to this data transform with the values which we have entered. We have entered, and that is there in the param quantity, param cost per item, param discount. Do I need to have the same naming convention? No, not required. So here, if I go to this calculate total cost, here I can have quantity A, cost per item B, discount C. I'm calculating with the help of this parameter value, quantity A. So quantity A, cost per item B, right? Discount C. Save this. Come back here. See, now I need to give you the exact one. Param quantity. Quantity I should be getting from what? Right? Param dot cost per item. Got it? So the naming convention doesn't matter. You can give the same naming convention or different naming convention, but the important thing is that how we are going to map those items. Clear? Need you understood this concept called parameters? If you didn't understood, don't worry. We'll be using these parameters from now. Okay? Parameters is nothing but if you want to have some values, which will the user entering it with respect to different scenarios or different cases. At that time, we'll be not hard code it, but we'll be passing it as a parameter. Clear? Any doubts? Okay, it's already late. I don't want to extend much. Let me stop the recording session. Yeah, many of them has leaved. No issues. So that's it. That's all for today. I will be sharing this recording session. Please go to recording session. It's very important, right? If you are working real-time project that transforms activities, data pages, report definitions, integrations, these are the things which you frequently use it. And I'm here to help you to understand what are the places, what are the things that you need to use it. Clear? Thanks for joining. If you're having any questions, we can do it tomorrow. But if you're having any questions, please write it down. Whenever we join for the first 10 minutes, I'll discuss the questions which you want me to explain. That's all for today. Have a nice day.
One thing, Teja.
Yeah, Sharma.
Instead of creating a separate calculated page, can we show it in PY work page tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do that. No issue.
Yes.
I'll show it.
Because in real time, we can do the same way, I guess.
Yeah, we'll do that. No issue.
Okay.
Hello, thanks for joining. Have a great day ahead. Take care. If you're having any doubts, please drop a message to me. I will respond to you for sure. Thanks. Have a great day. Take care. Stay focused. Be happy. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, Disha, thank you.